Welcome to Sim Racing Machines. Today I'm going to show you how to flash the MIDI emulator. To start with, take your emulator, this is the yellow one, turn it over, and the first thing we've got to do to flash it is attach a USB cable, but that's hidden inside. So we have to undo these 4 screws to get to it. You need a T10 Torx 10 screwdriver, and hold the emulator really firmly in your hand like so it won't spin, because we need to be very careful not to damage the pins. Insert your Torx key and just undo and remove all of the bolts. I'm going to use an electric tool just to make it quicker. Like so you can see they're all loosened, and the cover literally just comes off because the bolts just screw into there. They can stay there if needs be, they don't have to be removed. What we're going to do now is we're going to plug in our USB cable, which is a USB-C. I'm using one of my coiled ones. Just plug that into the device and that will open up on Windows. So now we've got our emulator connected to USB and we're running the SRM flashing tool. We can see the 3 different sorts of boards that we can flash. At the moment we're just doing the Emulator V7. Click on there and you'll see the initial firmware 1.1 is on the board, and we've got the option at the moment of flashing to 1.3. You can drop down the list in case there are more options. Click on flash and you will then get a confirmation dialog box, which you click on OK. Now what it's doing is it's uploading the software, the new firmware, to the emulator. This shows the progress bar. It doesn't take long, but that is just uploading. The next stage after this is it's going to install the software onto the emulator. Now this can take up to 2 minutes, but you'll see the bar moving. So you just wait till it's done. I'll just keep quiet while that gets going. Once it's completed, the board will reboot and you should see the correct firmware appear up above. There it is, 1.3. If I disconnect and then reconnect to the board, again, you can just check to make sure that it's okay. If you see something like this, then it might be necessary to disconnect the board first and then reconnect it and reconnect it here. Sometimes it likes the USB to be refreshed. But there we go. You've now updated the firmware on your Emulator V7. It's exactly the same process on the add-on board, and the conversion kit, if you're looking at that, is similar, but the same buttons to push. Once we've flashed the emulator, carefully remove the USB cable, and then we're just going to reattach the cover. So line it up so the 4 bolts are just resting in, and then do each one up. I suggest doing one up slightly and then going on to the next one. Do them all a little bit before you tighten them. And when tightening, I suggest again holding it firmly like this so that it doesn't slip. We're not tight because it's plastic. When they don't need to be tight, they just need to be until they stop moving and then stop immediately. And there we go. Now we have our emulator all flashed.